Hey everyone, ready for some mystical exploration? Today, we're going to dive deep into the third eye, using the research you sent us to guide our deep dive.
Sounds fascinating.
It is, right? I know, the whole third eye thing, it can seem kind of out there, even a little intimidating maybe.
Yeah.
But stick with us, we're going to break it down, make it understandable. We'll explore those signs that your third eye might be opening, those fascinating hints. Plus, we'll get into some practical tips for navigating this whole potential transformation.
You know what I find really interesting is that this third eye concept, it isn't just some like new age thing. It's got deep roots in ancient spiritual traditions. It's often called the sixth chakra.
Oh, right. Ajna. Right.
Exactly,
That's
Rajna. And it's usually seen as this energy center right between your eyebrows.
Okay, so we're not talking about literally growing a third eye, right?
Right.
But
No,
more like tapping into this inner seeing, like a deeper level of perception and awareness, right?
yeah. Precisely. It's about like expanding your consciousness and
Right.
how you experience the world, maybe even, reality itself.
Whoa.
A lot of spiritual traditions see it as a gateway to, well, a higher consciousness of understanding.
So how would someone know if this inner eye is starting to open? Your research, it outlines some pretty intriguing signs. One that really caught my eye was heightened intuition. It's like suddenly having these insights, almost like you're getting psychic downloads. Do you think everyone experiences these intuitive nudges the same way?
That's a great question. I mean, the core idea of heightened intuition, it's pretty universal, but how it shows up, that can be different for each person.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like for some, it might be those gut feelings and they just turn out to be right? But for others, it could be suddenly understanding something complex that they've never even studied.
Huh, interesting.
But the common thread is you're accessing information beyond your normal awareness. Like your inner compass is getting a major upgrade.
Okay, I can see how that would be so helpful in daily life, like for decisions, for relationships. It's like having an extra layer of perception. But the research also mentions increased sensitivity to energy, like feeling other people's emotions so strongly, it's like you're experiencing them yourself, almost like becoming an empath. Does this mean like we're all energetically connected somehow?
A lot of spiritual traditions and even some new scientific research would say, yes, we are all connected energetically.
Wow.
And as your third eye opens, you might become more sensitive to those energy flows, those subtle energies.
So it's like the world becomes more vibrant, like you've turned up the volume on all your senses?
Exactly. It could be like instantly sensing someone's mood or even feeling the vibe of a place.
Okay, but I could also see how that could be maybe a bit overwhelming at times, especially at first.
Oh, for sure.
Speaking of feeling things, the research also mentions some physical sensations that go along with third eye awakening.
Yeah. Some people, they describe a pressure or tingling in the forehead, right between the eyebrows.
Often they say it's like a throbbing or pulsating, and many believe it's, that third eye energy activating and becoming more prominent.
Now, this next sign, this one is really fascinating to me. Vivid dreams. I've always been intrigued by dreams holding hidden messages and sortles. Do you think the third eye influences our dreams?
A lot of people see dreams as a direct line to our subconscious. And as that third eye opens, those dreams can become incredibly vivid, really intense,
I can imagine.
full of symbolism, metaphors, even what some consider prophetic insights. It's like your intuition is communicating in this different language, one that's full of imagery and symbols.
So our dreams become more multidimensional, like watching a movie in HD instead of like standard definition.
Exactly.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Seeing auras. Those are the colorful energy fields around people, right?
Mhm.
But is seeing auras just a visual thing, or is there something more to it? Well, there are scientific instruments that can detect these energy fields, those subtle energies, but seeing them with your own eyes, that's thought to be linked to heightened energetic sensitivity, which, as we discussed, is often associated with third eye awakening.
Right, right.
You're basically perceiving these subtle energies that are always there, but maybe not usually visible to most people.
Whoa, so if I start seeing a rainbow around my friend, that might mean my third eye is waking up.
It's definitely a possibility. It could mean you're becoming more attuned to those subtle energies. Now, another fascinating sign mentioned in your research is a deeper connection to nature.
Yeah, I love that one. It's like suddenly the trees are talking to you, or, well, maybe not literally talking,
Yeah,
but there's a deeper connection, right?
exactly. It's a sense of oneness with nature, like becoming aware of how everything is interconnected. You might start noticing patterns and synchronicities you never saw before, feeling more in sync with like the natural rhythms of the world.
It's that feeling of being a part of something much bigger than yourself, right?
Right.
Like tapping into the heartbeat of the universe or something.
Exactly.
And speaking of expanded perceptions, our source suggests that even our perception of reality itself can shift.
And that raises a really interesting question. What is reality? Why
Right.
really?
Right.
As the third eye opens, some people report having these moments of profound clarity where everything seems more interconnected and multidimensional.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like you're seeing beyond the surface of things, you're peering into like the deeper fabric of existence.
Like going from a black and white TV to full color, high definition experience.
Yeah.
So much more to see.
Exactly.
The research also talks about this urge to like dive into all things spiritual, meditation, astrology, those ancient wisdom traditions. Why do you think that happens?
It's like a thirst for deeper understanding. You yearn for knowledge and practices that resonate with this new awareness you're experiencing.
I see.
It's as if your inner compass is guiding you toward what you need to explore on your spiritual journey.
So if I suddenly want to learn about chakras or like the meaning of my dreams, it could be another sign my third eye is awakening.
It's certainly possible. It's that inner pull towards what feels aligned with your evolving consciousness. Now, one sign that often sparks curiosity is waking up between 2 and 4 a.m.
Ah, yes. The infamous 3 a.m. wake-up call. A lot of cultures believe those early morning hours are like a time when the veil between worlds is thinner,
Yeah.
Like we're more receptive to spiritual energies then. Do you think there's any truth to that?
It's a really intriguing concept. And, while it's hard to prove scientifically, a lot of people experience this heightened sense of awareness, a spiritual connection during those early morning hours.
Okay.
So if you find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., it might not just be insomnia, right?
Right.
Could be a sign your consciousness is shifting and that third eye is becoming more active.
So maybe those 3 a.m. thoughts aren't just random worries. They could be intuitive insights or downloads from the universe.
That's definitely a possibility worth exploring. And lastly, the research mentions this shift away from material things and a greater sense of inner peace.
It's like you're not as attached to stuff anymore and you're finding contentment from within. Why do you think that shift happens alongside third eye awakening?
When you start seeing the world differently, your priorities often shift too. There's less emphasis on external validation, on possessions, and more focus on personal growth, on spiritual fulfillment.
You realize that real happiness, real contentment, it comes from within, not from chasing external things.
Exactly.
So we've covered some key signs that suggest your third eye might be opening. Heightened intuition, increased sensitivity to energy, those vivid dreams, even those mysterious 3 a.m. awakenings. It's clear that this is a multifaceted experience and it can impact so many parts of your life. But what does it all mean? How do you actually navigate this whole third eye awakening thing?
That's a great question, and that's exactly what we'll be diving into next.
Okay, so we've explored some fascinating signs that, suggest your third eye might be opening. We've covered so much from intuitive flashes to seeing auras and even those intriguing 3 a.m. wake-up calls. But now, let's get practical,
Yeah.
How do you actually handle all this? Because honestly, it can sound a bit intense.
It can definitely feel like stepping into a whole new world of perception. And that can be, a bit overwhelming sometimes.
Right.
But the good news is there are ways to navigate this whole process with like more grace and ease.
Okay, good.
It's about finding the right tools, the right practices that help you ground yourself, protect yourself, and, integrate these expanded perceptions into your everyday life.
Okay, so let's dive into those tools. What are some practical things people can do to manage this awakening? The research you provided mentions meditation as a key practice.
Yeah.
Is it really as simple as, finding a quiet spot, closing your eyes, and focusing on your breath? And how does that specifically benefit the third eye?
Well, the basic concept of meditation, it's simple, but the practice itself, it offers like a whole tapestry of techniques and benefits. It's
Right.
not just about calming the mind, though that is, of course, a really valuable outcome.
Right.
Meditation, especially when you focus on the third eye, it can really enhance your awareness, your intuition. It can help you become more attuned to those subtle energies, to the flow of your thoughts, your emotions, even those intuitive whispers that might be, trying to guide you.
So we're not just talking about mindfulness meditation, but also techniques specifically aimed at activating or balancing the third eye.
Exactly. There are so many different types of meditation that can be beneficial for third eye awakening, like
Right.
mindfulness meditation, it helps you become more present, more aware of your thoughts without judgment, which can be so grounding, especially during this time when you're, experiencing heightened sensitivity.
Right.
Then you have visualization meditations, where you focus on specific images or scenarios. Those can really help open and activate the third eye.
Mm.
And there are also chakra-focused meditations, where you're directing energy to specific energy centers, including the third eye.
That's fascinating. So it's like meditation gives you this way to like tune into those subtle frequencies and maybe gain more control over your energetic experience.
Exactly.
But what if someone finds traditional meditation challenging? Are there other ways to stay grounded when things feel a bit, you know, too out there?
Oh, absolutely. Your source mentions grounding techniques, things like walking in nature, practicing yoga, even working with crystals.
Oh, interesting.
The idea is to connect with the Earth's energy, to bring yourself back into your physical body, especially when you're feeling scattered or overwhelmed. Have you ever noticed how, like, a walk in the woods or along the beach can make you feel more centered, more calm?
Oh, for sure. It's like nature has this incredible ability to just soothe you, recharge you.
Yeah.
It reminds you that you're still here in this physical world, even as your perceptions are expanding. It's all about finding that balance.
Precisely. And speaking of balance, another crucial aspect of, navigating this third eye awakening is protection.
Protection.
Yeah. As your sensitivity increases, you might find you're more susceptible to absorbing other people's energies, which, can be really draining and disruptive.
So, what are some like practical ways to protect yourself? It sounds like we're venturing into psychic self-defense territory here.
Well, it's not quite as dramatic as that, but yeah, the concept is similar. Your source, it recommends visualization techniques like imagining a protective bubble of light around yourself.
Oh, okay.
You can also explore working with protective stones like black tourmaline, which is believed to, absorb negative energy. And some people find essential oils really helpful for clearing and protecting your energy field.
So it's about creating those energetic boundaries, like setting up those psychic shields so you don't feel bombarded by all those energies swirling around you.
Exactly. It's about consciously creating a safe space for yourself, especially as you, navigate this new level of awareness. Now, another valuable tool for this whole journey is journaling.
Oh, the trusty journal.
Yeah.
I've always found writing to be such a good way to process my thoughts, my emotions. But how does it apply to third eye awakening specifically?
Journaling lets you track your experiences. You can make sense of the insights, the synchronicities that might be, popping up more often now. It's a way to document your unique journey, to notice those patterns, and to really reflect on how your perceptions are shifting.
So if I have like a vivid dream or a sudden flash of intuition, I should just like grab my journal and write it down.
Absolutely. You might not understand its significance right then, but later on, as you look back on those notes, you might see connections, those deeper meanings emerge. It's like creating a map of your own unique path, your own personal guidebook to navigating this awakening.
That's a great analogy. You become your own like psychic researcher, uncovering the mysteries of your own consciousness.
Speaking of self-discovery, your research emphasizes the importance of a healthy lifestyle during this process. Why do you think that is?
Well, what you put into your body, it can significantly impact your energy levels, your clarity, especially during this time of transformation.
Makes sense.
A clean diet, rich in fruits and vegetables, and, plenty of water, it can support your overall well-being. And it can really make a difference in your energetic experience.
So ditching the processed foods and sugary drinks is probably a good idea then.
It can definitely help to create like a more stable foundation for your energetic and intuitive exploration. Minimizing alcohol and other toxins can also enhance your clarity, boost your energy level.
It's like you're creating this fertile ground for those intuitive insights to flourish. Makes sense. And finally, your research offers this gem of advice: trust the process. That is perhaps the most crucial piece of wisdom when it comes to third eye awakening. It's a unique journey for each person.
Right.
So it's essential to honor your own pace and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. There's no need to compare yourself to others or to try and force things to happen.
So if my journey looks different from someone else's, that's totally okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about embracing your own unique path and trusting your own inner guidance.
It's about surrendering to the flow, to the mystery, the magic of it all. This has been so insightful. But before we get too lost in the cosmos, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive. What are your final thoughts For a listener who's now hopefully feeling a bit more equipped to navigate this whole third eye awakening, it feels like, wow, we've really covered a lot of ground in our exploration of the third eye. From those initial signs of awakening to, to those practical ways to handle this expansion of consciousness, what stands out to you as the most important takeaway, for our listener who's maybe just starting to explore all this?
I think, the most important thing to remember is that this third eye awakening, it's really all about deepening your connection with yourself, with your intuition, and with, with the world around you. It's about recognizing that there's just more to reality than what we can see and hear and touch.
It's like we're expanding our definition of what's possible,
Yeah.
opening ourselves up to a whole new spectrum of experience and understanding.
Yeah.
It could feel a little, I don't know, daunting at first, but it's also incredibly empowering.
Absolutely. And while we've talked about some of the challenges that can come up, like that heightened sensitivity and the need for grounding, for protection, it's important to remember that, well, these are all just part of the process. It's like learning any new skill. It just takes practice and patience.
And a willingness to embrace the unknown. We talked about journaling,
Mm.
how that can help you track your experiences and understand those insights that come up. It's like you become your own personal guide, your own inner guru.
Exactly. And as you keep going on this journey, I encourage you to ask yourself this. If you could enhance your intuition, if you could really sharpen your perception and tap into that deeper knowing within, what would you use those abilities for? How would you use this new awareness, this newfound awareness to navigate your life, your relationships, your place in the world?
That is a powerful question to think about. It reminds us that this isn't just about, having these mystical experiences or developing psychic abilities. It's about integrating this wisdom into our everyday lives, becoming more compassionate, more connected, and more aligned with our true purpose.
Beautifully said. And with that, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of the third eye.
It's been an amazing journey exploring the mysteries and the practical applications of this ancient concept. We hope you, our listener, have found this exploration insightful and empowering. And remember, this is just the beginning of your own unique journey of discovery. Keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep that third eye open.